USMMA. This is Power Flow that Danielle and I are going to move through. So just remember, if we move too fast, you go at your own pace and take plenty of pause and rest when you need to. We're going to start in a child's pose to begin with. So Danielle is going to take her knees wide, big toes to touch, and bring your forehead to the mat. And your arms are going to reach out long. And just start to arrive. And know that anything that you have going on your life at this time can be set aside because it'll still be there. And just start to deepen your breath. And as you take a deep breath in, you'll notice that your rib cage becomes expansive. And then as you exhale, your rib cage draws in. And at the same time, as you deepen your breath just a little bit more, when your rib cage comes out, your belly will start to billow out. And then as you exhale, draw back up and under the rib cage. And then just keep breathing like this. And as we start to slow our breath and deepen our breath, we start to sense a bit of calm. And during this time of chaos, we need that sense of peace, a sense of serenity, just like runners have trained to be fast and have that endurance. We as yogis, through all the hours of practice, we've come here to train to be in that sense of calm. And peace does not necessarily mean being in a space where nothing's happening. It means being in a place where chaos and anxiety are happening and finding that ability to drop your head into your heart and be still. On your next inhale, you'll rise to tabletop. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Find stillness in your spine as you reach the crown of your head towards the front of the room and your tail towards the back. We'll move through a few rounds of cat-cow. Your eyes can stay closed. Inhale, belly drops, gaze goes up. Exhale, curl everything in. Spine will reach towards the ceiling. Tuck the chin in. Inhale, belly drops, gaze goes up. Exhale, cat, curl everything in. And move through 2 more rounds on your own. Finding pause and spaces that feel a little tight. And maybe you move through a few C curves or undulating movements that feel good to you. Bring a movement in through the spine. And after your last round, you'll find some stillness. Downward facing dog. Tuck toes underneath. Start to straighten your legs just a little bit more. Open up your fingertips wide. Come a little high on your toes, as high as you can. Slightly bend your knees just a little bit. Push your chest towards the back part of the room, and then slowly start to straighten your legs, working your heels towards the floor. Take a big deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, breathe everything out. And breathe in, gaze goes forward, and lightly step to the top of the mat, ragdoll. Your feet will be hip distance apart, and you'll fold over your thighs, and your hands will come into the crooks of your elbow. And just allow everything to hang away from your shoulders. Can you relax anything? Maybe engage your belly up and under your rib cage to find a little bit more space to fold just a little more. Maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you shake your head out yes or no. And then release your grip, toe heel your feet to touch. Inhale, flat back. Place your hands either on the mat, maybe your hands come onto your shins. Can you draw your belly in and up? Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Gaze goes down towards the floor. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, melt and fold over your thighs. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to stand. Palms come to touch overhead. Exhale, samasthiti to he. Bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes and tip your chin into your chest. This is the time that we set our intention. Our intention tethers us to this practice as well as our breath. When our mind starts to wander, we come back to that thought, that word, that mantra, as well as we slow our breath down to calm our hearts and our mind. I offer up finding your sense of calm or peace with movement, and give yourself permission to be where you are right now, because the beautiful thing about being in a mess or chaos is it creates friction, it disrupts comfort, and it ignites movement. And that movement helps us shift through what's real and what matters and what deserves our attention. And if that doesn't resonate with you, bring in anything that does to the center of your mind and release it with one unified breath. Exhale all the stale, unwanted air from your lungs. Breathe in rich, deep, full, and deserving. Hold it at the top. Open mouth exhale. Release that intention. Breathe in deep. Seal your lips. Breathe out. Inhale, Tadasana. Reach your arms straight up overhead. Open your eyes. Ground through all four corners of your feet. Root your tailbone down as you find length out of your side bodies. Maybe your palms come to touch overhead. Gaze goes up at your fingertips. Exhale, melt and fold over your thighs. Forward fold. Hands come to the floor. Gaze goes down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left leg back. Now your gaze will go forward. Your heel will be up. Inhale, find length. Exhale, simple twist. Plant your left hand down and your right arm will go up towards the ceiling. And then as you're reaching, can you find a little bit of lift through your hips, through your belly? And then so much lifting that you can find almost a lightness in your rooted hand. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, pyramid pose. Straighten your front leg and fold over your thigh. So you're in a lengthened pyramid, so your back heel may be up. And instead of rounding through your upper back, can you find the length through your chest towards your foot? Take one more big inhale. Exhale, drop your back knee, rise up with a breath. Palms come to touch overhead. And then you find the length as you sit a little bit more into your front knee. Lift your chest forward and up, forward and up. Take one more big inhale, plant your hands down onto the ground. Exhale, untuck your back toe, low lunge. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts high. Bend your knee, open your hip up. Exhale, warrior one. Swing your right leg through and then rise up with a breath as your back heel drops to a 45-degree angle. Palms come to touch overhead. And then exhale, sit into your lunge just a little bit more. As you're in your lunge, can you pull your right hip back as your left hip comes forward? Can you draw your ribs in as your shoulder blades come down? Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, airplane. Shift your weight forward. Draw your arms behind you. Now allow your left leg to float up. Now dial your left hip down rather. Put an up dog into your chest and engage your triceps. You're here for 3. Chair in 2. And 1. Chair pose, sit your hips down and back. Reach your arms up as you draw your shoulders down. Now can you squeeze your legs so much, but you're engaging your hips rather than squeezing your knees in towards each other? Can you sit just a little bit lower? Take one more big inhale. Exhale, melt and fold over your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, step your left leg back this time, low lunge. Now lift your chest forward. Gaze goes forward. Did we do the wrong side? Yeah. Other side, switch up. Things happen. Simple twist here. Your right hand will plant down on the ground and your left arm will come up. Now as you inhale, find length in your spine and then exhale, twist. As you twist your chest towards the side wall, can you remember to keep your right hip lifted at the height of your left hip? Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, pyramid pose. Plant your hands down and start to straighten your front leg. Inhale, find length. Exhale, melt and fold. And remember, when we round our upper back, that doesn't mean we go further into the pose. So can we find that length in our spine as we draw our shoulders down our back and work our chin towards our foot? Breathe in here. And breathe out deep. Find a little bit more depth. Inhale, drop your back knee down, rise your torso up, untuck your back foot. Palms come to touch overhead, and then exhale, settle into your front knee. Now lift up out of your side body, and then can you find a little bit more length to move your chest forward and up, and forward and up. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, plant your palms down, low lunge. Find your gaze forward, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Rise up with a breath. Yeah. Palms come to touch overhead. Exhale, settle into your front knee. Draw your rib cage back in toward your spine. Your shoulders come down your back. Gaze can be up or down. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, airplane. Draw your arms back. Your chest comes forward and float your right leg up high. And put an up dog in your chest. Dial your right hip down and flex your right foot. Can you root through your standing leg and find just a little bit more lift? We're here for 3. Chair pose in 2, and 1. Chair pose, sit your hips down and back. Squeeze your thighs together. Now bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, find length in your spine, and then exhale, twist to your right. You're stacking your elbows on top of one another. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, twist. Can you keep your hips lower than your heart? And can you keep your knees in one line? Yes. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt and fold one more time. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit your hips down and back. Bring your hands back to heart center. Take a big inhale, and exhale, twist to the other side. Now inhale, find just a little bit more length and a little bit more of a twist. Maybe your gaze goes up. Sit just a little bit lower. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, melt and fold over your thighs. Separate your feet hip-width distance apart. Take your peace fingers into your big toes. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, melt and fold over your thighs. Maybe you shift the weight slightly into the balls of your feet. Your elbows can come wide, and use that strength to draw your chest a little bit lower into the back part of the room. Allow your head and neck to hang long, away from your shoulders. Release your hands. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, melt and fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to stand. Palms come to touch overhead. Exhale, Samasthiti. Bring your hands to heart center. Tree pose. Shift the weight into your left leg and draw your right foot to the inside of your thigh or your shin, as long as it's not placing any pressure onto your knee. Allow the strength of your outer hip to draw your knee just a little bit wider. And then can you find a little bit more length to lift out of your hip? Take one more big inhale. Exhale, draw your knee back to center. Stack your knee directly over your ankle, flex your foot. Can you bring your knee up just a little bit higher and then slowly start to straighten your leg forward? Take a big inhale here. Exhale, airplane. Slowly start to bring your right leg back. Reach your arms behind you. Dial your right hip down. And then slowly step back, crescent lunge. Inhale, rise up with a breath. Exhale, warrior two. Tee out your arms in either direction. Stack your knee directly over your ankle. Tee out your arms in either direction, and gaze goes over your fingertips. Find your drishti, your one point of focus, something preferably that's not moving. Relax your shoulders just a little bit more. Flip your palms. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Little to no weight comes into your back hand. And remember, this is a side bend, so you draw your right shoulder back and your left shoulder forward. Settle a little bit more into your front knee, as sometimes when we pull back, we pull out of that front lunge. Exhale, triangle pose. Slowly start to straighten your front leg. You may need to come in just a little bit with your back foot. Reach your left arm forward, reach as far as you can, and then place your hands down, either on your shin, maybe a block in front of you. If you have the depth, you can reach your peace fingers to your big toes. Slowly start to spiral your chest open and reach your right arm high. As you're slowly starting to spiral open, can you engage your legs so much, and then slowly start to swim your top arm forward so your palm faces down. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, straddle forward, fold to the long edge of the mat. Toes are in and your heels are out. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, fold. You can take your peace fingers to your big toes, or maybe reach the outsides of your ankle. And can you find that length and use your elbows to draw your elbows wide and maybe pull your chest a little bit more to the back part of the room. Again, maybe you bring your weight into the balls of your feet. If you fall, you're not going very far, right, Danielle? Release your grip, tee your arms out to the side. Inhale, rise with a flat back, palms come to touch overhead. Exhale, warrior two to the back part of the room. And then allow the strength of your right outer hip to draw your knee a little bit wider, avoiding that collapsing in the knee. Your shoulders come down your back. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Tuck your arms back. Gaze can go up or down, or you can take a bind behind your low back. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Your right forearm can reach your right thigh. Maybe you have the depth to bring your hand down towards the floor, wrap around your ankle. Beautiful. And take your left arm high, and then swim it to the back of the room. So your bicep is by your ear, to the front of the room rather. Yeah? And your gaze can go up and down. And that really depends on your balance. Sometimes our balance isn't there, so we look down. If we like to challenge our balance, our gaze can go up towards our thumb, towards the hand. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your hands down onto the ground and then drop your left knee. Untuck your back foot. Place your left hand on the inside of your foot, and then toe heel your right foot up to the top right corner of the mat. You can stay here in your lunge or your lizard, or place your right hand to the inside of your thigh, and then spiral your chest up towards the ceiling. Maybe you have the depth today to take a quad stretch, so bend your back foot and capture your foot. We're here for 3. Malasana in 2. And 1, unwind. Untuck your back foot and step to the mat, Malasana. Take your elbows to the inside of your thigh and allow your elbows to push your knees wide, and your hands can come to your heart. Maybe your thumbs press up against your sternum and you find the length through your tailbone to the crown of your head. And find that space where you come back to your intention. You're finding that calm within your mind and your heart and your breath. Take one more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Start to straighten your legs and fold over your thighs. Toe heel your feet to about hip width distance apart. And then take hands to foot pose, gorilla. Slide your hands under your feet and bring your toes to massage your ankles. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, melt and fold. Slowly release your grip. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melt and fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to stand. Palms come to touch overhead. Exhale, Samastitihi. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a big deep breath in and a big deep breath out. Breathe in. Seal your lips. Breathe out. Tree. Shift the weight this time into your right leg and draw your left knee to the inside of your right, either shin or upper part of your thigh, or even a kickstand. And with the strength of your outer hip, allow your knee to draw just a little bit wider to the side. And then ground through your standing leg and lift up out of your hip. Find length through your side bodies. Take a big inhale. Maybe reach your arms overhead. Slowly start to draw your knee to the front of the room, or now we're facing the back of the room. And then draw your knee up any bit higher towards your chest, and then maybe straighten out your leg. Keep your foot flexed. Take one inhale here. Exhale, airplane. Slowly bring your left leg behind you, and bring your arms back. Can you engage your triceps and squeeze your shoulder blades together, but still dial your left hip down? And can you flex your back foot anymore, like you're stamping your foot onto the wall? And slow and steady, step back, crescent lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, warrior two. Tee out your arms in either direction. Maybe you open up your stance here. Can you draw your belly back into your spine? Keep your shoulders stacked over your hips. Flip your palms. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Draw your left shoulder back and your right shoulder forward. Settle into your front lunge just a little bit more. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, triangle. Straighten your front leg. Reach your right arm forward. Maybe step your left leg in just a little bit to shorten your stance. And again, place your hands where it's accessible. Maybe it was on your shin, maybe to the front. Maybe you have the accessibility today to take your peace fingers with your big toes. Allow your left arm to come up towards the ceiling and then float your hands over your ear rather. Your palm will face down. And again, your gaze is going either down or up depending on your balance and what you're needing to challenge. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, straddle forward fold. Swim your hands down and bring your toes in and your heels out. That's right. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, melt and fold. This time, grab your ankles or your heels. If you can reach your heels, maybe you step on your fingers. So you shift your weight forward into the balls of your feet. There you go, and you have a little bit more of a grasp. And then draw your arms wider so your chest can come through your legs. Now, when we're in this pose, sometimes our head is right on the ground. So if we want to challenge ourselves just a little bit more, we can walk our legs in so we can have a shorter distance. Sometimes if our head isn't anywhere near the ground, if it's accessible, you can widen your stance. And so if you're on your heels, come off your feet. Are you ready? Tee out your arms in either direction. Come up with a flat back. Palms come to touch overhead. Exhale, warrior two, back to the front of the room. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Your forearm will come onto your thigh. Yeah. Or maybe it was down on the ground, or maybe it was around your ankle, wherever you were before. And then swim your top hand over your ear. Palm faces down. And then find that length through your side body as you spiral your chest up just a little bit more up towards the ceiling. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands back down, low lunge. Plant your hands on the inside of your leg. And then drop your back knee down. Toe heel your left foot to the top corner of the mat, lizard. You can stay here, or maybe you take your left hand and open up, spiral your chest up, and if it's accessible to you, take a quad stretch. Reach your left hand back and grab your foot. Nothing's ever forced, so if you feel like you have to force it, back off just a little bit. There's a difference between discomfort and pain. And you're the only one that can tell you that. So just be safe within your practice and know your limitations. One day, you can do everything. It's like Cirque du Soleil, and some days it's like you've never moved out of bed before, right? Take a big inhale here in the middle. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, release. Plant your hands back. Malasana to the top of the mat. Yeah. You can stay here in Malasana if you need to bring your heart rate down. Or maybe you'd like to take a crow.
No, thank you.
capsicum. We'll stay here today. And just pause. Allow your heart rate to settle down. And then when you're ready, you can come back to a seated pose. So slowly sit back, sit back, sit back. And bring the soles of your feet to touch and your knees are wide. Bring them a little bit closer in towards your body. Your hands can wrap around your feet. Your knees can draw wide. Take a big inhale. Exhale, melt and fold. As you melt and fold, if you have the ability to bring your elbows onto the inside of your thigh, you can assist your knees to go just a little bit wider. And then round forward. And then inhale, rise all the way up when you're ready. And then straighten your right leg out. And sole of your left foot onto the inside of your thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, melt and fold over your right leg. So maybe your hands come around your foot. Maybe they can come around and clasp together. Your elbows will come around your calf. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, melt and fold. Again, it's more about keeping the back straight. So if you need to put a slight bend in your right knee, do that. And then melt and fold. Maybe you draw your left shoulder down towards the floor to square your chest towards your shin. You're here for 3. Rise in 2. And 1. Rise all the way back up. Take your left hand behind your left hip. And then inhale and just lift your hips up. Reach your palm to the back part of the room. Gaze goes towards your fingertips. Take a big breath here. Exhale, come back down. And then switch out your legs. Straighten your left leg. Bring the sole of your right foot to the inside of your thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, melt and fold. And again, draw your elbows around your calf. Pull your chest towards your foot. Maybe your arms can clasp in front of your foot. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, melt and fold. Draw your right shoulder down to square your chest up towards the floor. You're here for 3. Rise in 2. And 1. Rise all the way up. Take your right hand behind your right hip. And then inhale, lift your hips up. Swim your left arm back towards you. And then your palm will face towards the mat. And then slowly come back down. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet. Remove the extra sits bones and real estate underneath there because we all have it. And then inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. And again, try to find that flat back where your shoulders come down your back. You reach your chest forward. And again, if you need to take a slight bend in your knees, you take that. We're here for 3. Rise in 2. And 1. Rise all the way up. And then you can slowly come all the way down onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Take a big belly inhale. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your knees off to the right. Your shoulders will stay on the ground. And try to draw your knees up just a little bit closer up towards your belly button. And then with the strength of your belly, draw your knees back up to center. Take a big belly inhale. Exhale, twist to the other side. Sometimes when we put maximum effort and we exert ourselves, comes maximum ease. with that ease, we find a little bit more stillness and a little bit more peace, not only within our minds, but within our hearts. And when you're ready, draw your knees back up into your chest and give yourself the biggest squeeze that you've given yourself, this time on your mat of health, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And this is a beautiful time to take your Shavasana. Instead, we're going to rock and roll up to the top of the mat. Our legs will be crossed. Our hands will be in our heart and eyes closed, and tip our chin to the chest. Take a big deep breath in and a breath out. Breathe in. Seal your lips. Breathe out. Bring your thumbs to your third eye center, your seat of enlightenment. It is the light in me that honors and reflects the light in each of you. And it's truly at this level we are all one. We bow forward and say, Namaste. Thank you. And we're done. Splitties.